Assalamu alaikum students. Today I'm going to be basically finishing up the Google Classroom bit. I'm going to show you how to do some more things through Google Classroom and just basically the steps through doing all of your lessons and assignments. So if I click over here, I made up this example class just to show us all. If I click on example class, remember I said that this is kind of the announcements parts. You don't need to care about that or worry about that too much. What you're always going to do is you're going to come and hop over here to your classwork tab. Remember that I showed you that your classwork tab, you have your Google Calendar up here. That way you can see any assignments that you have due. And you have here all of your information, all of your different types of assignments. And so I'm going to show you what your teachers can post here, and I'm going to show you what you can be clicking on and doing. So first things first, if you see this little rectangle, tiny rectangle on top of it, like a bookmark, this is just a material. You click on it, it gives you information. It doesn't do anything else. This might be, for example, in my classes, this is the book. If I found an online copy of our books that you can read it, you'll find it here with this type of picture or icon. Remember that whatever you see here is a preview. This is not the actual assignment or the actual lesson, I guess, or material. If you want to see anything, you have to drop down here to where there is an actual link. It can say view material, it can say a lot of other things, view assignment or view question. For here, let's do part one first, huh? Let's say that we're going to do this assignment. This little question mark means this is a question asked of you, and you are going to have to answer the question normally in that area right there. So when you click on it, it's an example question and it wants you to give an answer. But look, there's nowhere to put the answer here. Of course not, because remember this is a preview. You can't do anything here. You have to hop down here to the view question, and it'll bring up this whole new tab, and it'll have your title. Normally there would be instructions here, but remember this is an example, so I didn't do as thorough of a job. And you would hop up over here to the top corner. Almost all of your assignments will be up here in this top corner for you to reply in. Because it's a question, it's just asking for your answer. You would you would just type in your answer. I'm just going to type in hi, and then you can turn it in. It's going to ask you, are you sure? This teacher, or when I made this, you cannot make changes afterwards. So once I'm done, I'm done. If you don't see this box, you may not see this box. That means that your teacher says you can change your answer once you're done. And I'm like, yeah, that's all that I need to say. I only need to say hi. So I turned it in. And I can see other classmates' answers if I want to, and I can reply to other classmates' answers if I want to. We're going to hop back over here to example class and classwork. See how now that's grayed out? It's not green anymore. It's not visible. It's kind of a shadow. That means I've completed it. It's done. I no longer have to worry about that. It looks a lot like the materials because, again, materials, they're just there for you to use. You don't turn anything in for these. You just read them or you look at them or you use them. These might be PowerPoint slides. These might be, like for me, a document for you to read. This might be videos that'll help explain things. But there are different types of questions too. Your teacher can post up questions that are like this. And this is the preview. You can actually answer it here because it's multiple choice. I'm going to say maybe as a question mark, and it pops up over here as turn in. I've turned it in. This means that I won't be able to change it. This is my final answer. Turn it in. And oh, it turned into a shadow again, because I've done that question. Now down here are the normal types of assignments that you will see your teachers doing. You'll see that it looks like a little clipboard with words on it, a little rectangle with little lines in it so it looks like words. Both of these mean that you are required to do an assignment, a full out assignment. So we'll do B first. I probably should have done A, B, C, but it's perfectly fine. And remember, this is a preview. We can't do anything here, so we're going to hop over to view assignment, and here, remember your title is here, and if you look at the top corner, Your teacher has made a copy for each student. Since I'm logged in with my personal email address, it shows my full name. When you log in, it'll show your name up here, and you'd be able to click on that, and it creates a whole new tab. See, I was over here in Classroom. There's a little Classroom sign, and it made this whole new tab, and you can write on this document, and no one else can bother your document. No one else can change your answer. And when you're done, you can click Turn In. You can also add your own documents in if you found anything that you wanted to. But here also is a rubric. This is how your teacher will grade you, and it tells you how many points there are in total, that's up top here, and how many points each section is. We're going to hop back over to example class, and we're going to go to classwork, and we're going to scroll down to the last assignment, the one we probably should have started with since it's A. This is another assignment. We're going to click View. Your teacher can put something here, and you would click on it, and then you would end up adding your work here. So for example, if there's a file here and it says you can only view the file, you can't actually edit the file, you don't need to request for edit access, because if you started editing that, all the class would see your edits, and all the class would then write over your edits, and you don't want someone to write over your work and have to do it a second time. You would instead click on it, and up at the top corner, we're going to do just docs. There we go. So I'm just giving you an example. If a teacher makes a Google document file and it says here that you can't access, now see, I just opened up this new blank one, so clearly I can access it. But if it says here you can't do anything, if all these buttons are gone, you should still be able to come up over here to File, click on File, and then click on Make a Copy. You always want to make your own copy. You don't want to write on someone else's file. You definitely don't want someone else to write on your file because you put in a lot of work. So I'm going to exit back out of that. This is where you'd see mostly your attendance. You would be able to click on your Google form and fill it out for your attendance. And when you're done, you would just mark it as done. Now now that we have gone through an example class, I'm going to walk you through another class. We'll do 7th grade this time, since I've been using 6th grade a lot. We'll do 7th grade. All right. So for 7th grade, you can see that you have here your announcements. They're just small little messages from me. You can always talk to me through there if you wanted to. You can see what's due today. There are 3 things that are due, but remember the question posts and the attendance tracker are not graded work. You are not required to turn things in from them. You are, however, required to do your attendance before 8 p.m. If you do your attendance after 8 p.m., I count you as tardy because you should be asleep. You should be eating dinner. Go to sleep. Why are you awake past 8 p.m.? I say, even though I know that I full and well stay up past that anyway. You're going to hop over to the top. Remember, we always go to classwork because that's where all your assignments are. You have here your attendance and your attendance tracker, and these are always put out in the order that things are due. This was due March 23rd. That was due Monday. If you haven't done it, please do it. And this is due today. If you click on this, you see the little question box? That means that I want an answer. I want you to type in your answer. So remember that this is a preview. You can't do anything here. You have to click View Question, and this will pop up. And it'll ask you, it'll give you the directions, and it'll ask you a question. Write 150 to 200 word short story. You can do that in Google Document, or you can type it here. And once you're done typing it there, you can click Turn In. We're going to, you know what, I'm just going to click the back button so I don't have to keep clicking Classwork tab. I'm going to close out that. This is due today. See the little box with the lines in it? That means this is an assignment that I have to turn something in for. Here are all your directions and your rubric. So if I click here on View Assignment, here's your assignment. Here are all your directions. It tells you first, read Romeo and Juliet, Act 2, Scene 2, the Folger Shakespeare link. That's here, Romeo and Juliet, Act 2, Scene 2. If you hover over it, it says the Folger Shakespeare, just like it says it up there. And then you're going to pick part of it to decode. Shakespearean English is English, but it's very difficult English. So I want to see how much you can understand just by using simple Google tools. That doesn't mean I want you to say, what does this line mean, and type the line word for word. I'm hoping that we use our critical thinking while we're at home. We have the time. This means I'm going to be grading you on a 25-point scale. I'm going to ask you to translate. I'm going to ask you to evaluate. I'm going to look for your summary, and I'm going to look for your comparison. And so I'm going to be grading you on all this. This is how many points you can get in each one. If you look up here in the top corner, I made a copy for each and every single one. Remember, I'm logged in with my personal email, so it gives me my name. So you would basically click on that, and it would open up a whole new document. This document is yours. So see, I was here on Decoding Shakespeare, the assignment, and now I'm here on the document. The document is here for me to write on. I can write on this, and I can submit it, and I'm done. You would fill this out and turn it in to me. Another assignment that you have, is your IXL. I sent all these emails out to you. You have your username and password. If you have any questions about that, you can always email it to me. This is due tomorrow, where you just need to practice on those. And you're not supposed to practice for more than 30 minutes, 10 minutes per one. If you don't finish the skill in 10 minutes, that's fine. I really just want you guys to practice at reviewing these skills so you don't forget them too much. Let's click out of that. And then you're supposed to write a script. Again, remember, this is a preview. You can't do anything here. So you would click View Assignment, and you would do that down there. Down here in Completed, for example, in Self-Evaluation Worksheet, and I'll show you what I mean when I say make a copy. If, for example, sometimes, or for me personally, it wouldn't allow me to make a copy for each student. I'm not entirely sure why. So I had to do it like this. So when you click on this, it creates a copy here. And see how none of those buttons before, there were buttons down here and I don't see them. And up top it says request edit access, because this is not mine. But I don't want to edit this, because if I edit this, then every other person who sees it will see what I wrote. And that's not what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to make my own. So remember, I'm going to come up here to File. Come on, mouse, work with me. I'm going to click Make Copy. And once I make a copy, this little button pops up, and it's going to be a copy of this worksheet. And I'm going to say, okay, we're good to go. I want to make a copy so I can write on it. And now that I made a copy, all those small little buttons here pop up. I can write on this one. And if you look up there at the top, this is the original worksheet that I couldn't write on, and this is the one that I can write on. Can you tell that people are trying to contact me? This is where our assignment is. I hope that helped explain all the basics of the types of assignments you'll get, the types of questions you'll have to answer, and the types of work that you'll have to do. If you have any further questions, always feel free to email me, and hope that this helps you guys finish your work as you need to finish it.